My family, now we always say that may no weapon formed against Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lilibet, Diana ever prosper. In my family, our prayers are answered. My family, this case by Heritage Foundation that sued the Department of Homeland Security, whereby Heritage, on behalf of the UK public media, were trying to get Harry deported from the US and back to the UK by force. This case has just been terminated. And my family, UK media, are pissed. I repeat, UK media are the ones who are pissed. My family, let me read you some of the reactions that I believe you are gonna find extremely interesting. I'll start with Carnival of so-called expert Victoria Ward, who works for The Telegraph. And I quote, here's what she wrote as a headline, my family, for the Telegraph. And I quote, Prince Harry's US visa ruling hidden from the public. The person who wrote this is a British citizen, not an American citizen. And my family, UK media, want to, claim that they are somehow members of the US public, that they're the ones who are angry, that they're the ones who, as members of the US public, they're angry because Harry's visa has been kept a secret. My family, people who work and write columns for UK media, people like Victoria Ward, are not American citizens, are not members of the US public. And my family, her actions, her language tell you that the ones who have been so invested in trying to force Harry back to the UK are UK media themselves. The ones who had an interest in this case are UK media themselves, not members of the US public. I mean, how do you explain that a Carnival of so-called expert who works for The Telegraph, a UK media publication family in the UK, how do you explain that someone like that writes a headline saying Prince Harry's US visa ruling hidden from public? Victoria, are you a US citizen? You are not. You are not. You are not. I remember that in the court case, the Department of Homeland Security lawyers, said when Heritage lawyers were saying that, the Americans have every right in the world to know details about Harry's visa. If Prince Harry received any kind of preferential treatment, the public in America deserve to know. And my family, the Department of Homeland Security lawyers said this. We're only seeing that UK media publications, which are niche publications, they're the ones who are interested in seeing Harry's visa, and they should not be classified as American citizens or American media outlets. They are not. They are not. My family, I haven't seen CNN interested in seeing Harry's visa, my family documents. I haven't seen CBS or ABC interested in seeing Prince Harry's visa or my family immigration records. I haven't seen them being interested because they don't care. Because my family, immigration records are supposed to be private. They are private. My family, they are private. But as always, UK media feel entitled to somehow intrude on Harry's privacy. And even if Harry doesn't live in the UK anymore, still we are seeing UK media interested in everything having to do with Prince Harry. They are interested in everything having to do with Prince Harry. I mean, my family, let me even read you more and more headlines. And that way, you can see for yourself that my family, it is only British media outlets. They are the ones who are interested in this case. And they were the ones who clearly were behind this case. For example, Newsweek, a carnival also called Jack Riston also, who my family lives in the UK, wrote an article with a headline saying, and I quote, Prince Harry's visa drugs case closed after secret ruling. My family, kindly please recall this. Even though the case was about Prince Harry, Harry was not a party to the case. Harry had not been sued. The ones who were sued were the Department of Homeland Security, not Prince Harry. Even though the case was about him, even though the case was about intruding on Harry's privacy, wanted to know details about Harry's immigration records, even though the case was about that, my family, Harry had not been sued, my family. But Jack, his headline implies that somehow Harry was somehow, that the case was about him, my family. It wasn't. The case was, my family, not about, Harry being sued. Harry had not been, my family, sued, even though the case indeed was, my family, about him, about Heritage trying to, my family, get information about Harry's, my family, visa records. Harry had not been sued. My family, then we go to Sky News Australia, my family, an Australian media outlet owned by Rupert Murdoch. My family, here's what they've said. Major development in court case over Prince Harry's US visa records. And then you go Times of India. Harry's visa drug case terminated quietly, what we know. And then we have The Telegraph by Victoria Ward. Prince Harry's US visa hidden from public. Victoria Ward, you are not an American citizen. Let me continue. We have my family, Daily Mail. My family, who say Prince Harry's visa drug case is quietly closed by judge in sealed ruling. We then have Daily Express. Prince Harry's US visa court case, major bombshell as lawsuit terminated. My family, I haven't seen CNN, CBS, ABC, prominent American media outlets focused on anything having to do with this case. I have not seen that. But they'll go to court and say, oh, you know what? Americans have a right to know. Americans have a right to know details about Harry's immigration records. Nonsense. Americans don't care. The ones who do care are UK media, who are hell-bent in forcing Harry back into the royal fold. My family. Yesterday we saw pictures of Harry and Meghan, attending the opening of a bookstore called Godmothers in Summerland, California. Just close to where Harry and Meghan are living, my family, in California. We learned that Harry was the one who was behind that name, Godmothers. And what is very, very interesting here is that while UK media are claiming Harry is desperate to come back to the UK, my family, Harry is naming bookstores in my family, you know, California. Harry also has godmothers, people who he counts as his my family godmothers. You have Oprah, you have Victoria Murphy, people who my family are extremely close to him, and Meghan, people who've been there by his side in good times and in bad times. My family, he counts them as his godmothers. And Oprah said, yeah, you know what? That should be the name of the bookstore. And my family, the bookstore was called Godmothers, my family. And my family also, while UK media are claiming that Prince Harry wants to come back to the UK, my family, you have that Prince Harry, sorry, that he regrets writing his memoir, Spare. We are learning that Prince Harry is recommending to people who are there, please read my book. However, UK media will have you believe that Prince Harry regrets writing his memoir, Spare. That Harry regrets telling his own story. And Harry is recommending people, please read my book. Please read my book, Spare. UK media are saying also Harry wants to come back, and Harry is out there, my family, naming bookstores in my family, California, living his life with Meghan, my family. And always, he rushes back home to Meghan, Archie, Lilibet as soon as possible. And my family, the ones who've always been desperate to get Harry back in the royal fold, my family, it is the UK media. And they want Harry back, to come back and perform for them. My family, first of all, let me read you apparently what happened in this case. Now, my family, a lawsuit brought over Prince Harry's visa status by Heritage Foundation has been terminated. You know, court records show that the case was terminated on September 9th, when several seal orders were filed in the case, heard in my family, Washington, D.C., before Judge Carl J. Nichols. You know, my family. My family, that is what is my family being said. Let me kindly please read you more, my family, on this story, my family. Now, my family, apparently, Heritage wanted her to be deported because Harry admitted in Spare that he took drugs when he was back in the UK. And my family, Harry has made very, very clear that he never ever enjoyed taking drugs. He never liked doing it. He never enjoyed it. He was miserable back in the UK. Something that, as you all know, UK media never ever want to admit. That Harry was miserable when he was back in the UK. They never ever want to admit that. UK media and members of the Royal Rota, whenever they look back at those days when it was just William, you know, Kate and Prince Harry, they think of those days as some kind of golden, happy, amazing days. Yet Harry in Spare speaks about how awkward it was at being William and Kate's third wheel, just following them around. But to UK media, they're like, oh, you know what? Harry was happy here. He was happy here with us. He was happy here. Clearly, my family, he was not. He was not. And they want Harry back to that toxic environment. And the thing is, I've even had carnival of so-called experts like Piers Morgan, for example, saying that he liked Harry better when he was drunk. Look at the language being used by members of the Royal Rota. And they don't even hide it. Look at their language that they use. They think about my family, you know, the days when Prince Harry was drinking. And they were happy with those days because when Harry messed up, they would make a fortune. They would make money. And that's how they want him. They don't want the loving father who cares about his kids, who rushes home as soon as possible to his kids, to his wife Meghan and the kids. They don't want that Harry. They want the Harry who was drunk. And you tell me, do you think UK media mean well for Prince Harry? They don't. They don't. They don't. They don't. If you genuinely care about someone, of course you don't want someone you care about to spend their time drinking or taking alcohol. My friend, even the language, for example, used by Daily Mail and other publications to try and claim that Harry wants to come back. They're like, oh, you know what? You know, Harry should come over to the UK, you know, whereby he and his friends will go out to the pub and drink. Those are the language I saw from the UK media. They can't stand that he's a father who loves his kids, a father who is not an alcoholic. They want him to be one. That way they can control him. That way Harry can mess up and they're able to make a fortune from him. It's despicable. It's despicable and so wrong. You know? And they don't care about Prince Harry at all. You know? And that's what UK media keep on showing my family. And they wanted to force Harry back. Then pretend, oh, you know what? Oh, he wants to be here. He wants to be back in the UK. He wanted this. That's what UK media wanted my family. But thankfully, you know, this case has been, my family, terminated. You know? My family, Heritage Foundation, sought earlier this year to sue the US government for access to Prince Harry's visa records, stating that it is a case about whether the government provides special treatment for high-profile celebrities. This is nonsense. This is nonsense, my family. And the person who was really pushing this case, his name is Nile Gardiner. That's his name. And normally he's seen on GB News, on mostly my family, you know, UK media outlets. And then on X is like, Americans deserve to know. Americans deserve to know. The guy is British. He's British. Nile Gardiner is British. My family. But he says, Americans deserve to know details about Harry's visa records. My family. Also, Victoria Ward. Her language. You know, these documents are being hidden from the US public. The person who's saying it is my family, British. But they're like, Americans deserve to know. Americans deserve to know. My family, you know, the things I have seen, the things we've all been seeing, my family, really. You know, honestly, this harassment that UK media keep on waging, targeting Harry and Meghan, it really needs to end. It really has got to my family end. You know, my family as they continue. Basically, my family, you know, they then say that the US government protested this request to try and gain access to Prince Harry's my family records, with John Bardo, a lawyer for the Department of Homeland Security, arguing that Prince Harry's records, Prince Harry's immigration records, should not be publicly released because of the stigma of being mentioned in a law enforcement record. Now, my family, I'll say this because I don't know much about what this means, what he was trying to say about what this my family means, because also the Department of Homeland Security submitted records to the judge, including law enforcement records, to Judge Carl Nichols, to ensure that he doesn't release Harry's, my family, records, Harry's immigration records. And my family, what could those records be? In my opinion, I believe that what they were shown are the threats that Harry and Meghan face or have faced because of this constant hounding and harassment from UK media. My family also, there's been talk about, intruders, for example, trying to gain access to Harry and Meghan's, my family, home, whereby police have been called because my family, someone has some kind of, illegally entered their property. So my family, those records are always kept my family by law enforcement. So I'm assuming maybe even, the judge, Carl J. Nichols, was shown that. We have seen pictures and images of my family, some people on planes, for example, carrying these banners, with planes carrying these banners, asking Prince Harry to investigate the death of his mother. All this stuff that has happened, my family shows you of the risks that Harry and Meghan face every single day. Not to mention this ongoing smear campaign and hate campaign waged by UK media on behalf of William, Charles, Kate, and Camilla, targeting Harry and Meghan. This smear campaign has had my family, an effect on Harry and Meghan's safety. And Harry and Meghan need to always take precautions wherever they go. Safety for them is paramount. Mostly because of how UK media harassed my family. Mostly because of how UK media harassed Harry and Meghan. In my family, I believe that Judge Carl J. Nichols was shown these records of what Harry and Meghan face. And he decided to seal everything. That is my personal opinion. That maybe he saw my family of the threats Harry and Meghan face and decided to seal the records. Also, don't forget this, that because of how Harry and Meghan were hounded in New York City by a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi, from now on, we know for a fact that wherever Harry and Meghan go, for example, in New York City, wherever Harry and Meghan go to New York, NYPD, the New York Police Department, will give and provide Prince Harry and Meghan security. We know in a few days from now, Harry will be in New York City to promote his My Family charities. And when he's there, already the New York Police Department will ensure Harry is safe when he's there. To prevent what happened to him, Meghan, and Doria when they were pursued by a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi paid for by UK media from harassing Harry again. Because this time, he'll be my family in New York on his own. And I hope that Harry will be safe when my family is there. But I know in my heart that NYPD will keep Harry safe. So my family, because of things like that, it shows you the threats that Harry and Meghan face. And just why Harry and Meghan always need security, my family, with them at all times. No wonder Harry and Meghan need security with them at all times, my family. And once again, I do hope also that Prince Harry is able to get back his IPP status. That way, wherever he goes, any country he visits with his family, that he always receives automatic my family protection. I hope Harry is able to my family get that. But for now, I'm happy. I'm happy that the Department of Homeland Security won this case. My family. I'm happy that the Department of Homeland Security won this case, my family. Remember what they've been saying for a long time now, my family. They've said that courts always hold that a person's visa or immigration status is private, personal information exempt from disclosure. And my family, it appears that the case has fallen in the Department of Homeland Security's favor. Meaning also, my family, Harry gets the benefit whereby his privacy is, my family, protected. And thing is, we've been seeing how for a long time, my family, that people, ever since Harry went to live in the US, people around him that he and Meghan, have or count as friends, protect and ensure that Harry is, my family, safe and okay at all times. They protect both Harry and Meghan's privacy. And my family, it's just amazing to see. It's amazing to see my family 100%. My family, so as I've said, several sealed orders were filed in the case before Judge Carl J. Nichols on 9 September. But little is known, but very, very little is known about why exactly the case was brought to a close, or whether Harry's papers will remain a secret for good. My family, basically, from this language, I can see that UK media will keep pushing. They'll keep pushing Heritage to try and intrude on Harry's privacy and try and, my family, gain access to Harry's visa, my family, records. My family, I hope that they never ever succeed. It is high time that UK media just leave Harry and Meghan alone. Let Harry and Meghan live and work in peace. My family, let Harry and Meghan live and work, my family, in peace. And also members of the squad on X, formerly called Twitter, have reacted to my family, this news. So please allow me to, my family, read you the reaction from members of the squad, my family, on X, formerly called Twitter, and also my family on Instagram. For example, someone that, Congress Prince Harry, on your win. Happy for you. Stay safe, Harry, in America. I actually never thought I'd say that. Imagine America being safer for them than Britain. I feel ashamed, Harry and Meghan, that you have been treated so badly and that Britain is unsafe for you. But I'm happy that you are safe in America. You can see how my family, Harry, is protected in America. His privacy respected. And the ones who always want to intrude on his privacy over and over again are UK media. Over and over again. And they keep on using proxies like Heritage Foundation to try and mess up the lives that Harry and Meghan have built for themselves in America. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But Harry and Meghan were able to start off on the ground. My family. They were able to start over their lives after they fled the UK. My family. And they've been able to accomplish so much. And UK media wanted to sabotage that by forcing a husband, a father, to try and force him back to the UK by force. My family, because they can't accept his rejection and they want him back using any means necessary. Harry was never ever supposed to leave the UK. The abuse and the attacks and the bullying was meant to drive Meghan out of the UK and for her to go back to America. Even Piers Morgan himself said that Meghan should go back to America. So the abuse and the attacks were meant to drive Meghan away, not Prince Harry. But Harry picked Meghan and Archie. And ever since Harry chose his family, UK media have never been able to get over the fact that Harry chose and that he did not choose them. And I don't think they ever recover ever since Harry picked his family over them. And they keep on asking for Harry. Harry, choose us. Harry, pick us. Pick us, Harry. Pick us, Harry. And he always never picks them. He always picks his family. And my family, UK media must understand this. When you bully and abuse people, they leave. They leave. And Harry left. And he never ever coming back to your arms. Never. Never. And my family, let me just, my family, read more comments, please, my family. You know, my family, someone said that William and Kate and Charles and Camilla need to stop with their evil schemes, plots and lies to force Harry back to the UK. Indeed, my family need to stop what they are, my family, doing. Congrats, Prince Harry. Someone else in my family said that. I hope Harry has his green card, you know, and that he thinks about becoming a US, my family, citizen. My family, that will hurt UK media so much. You know, even the suggestion of Prince Harry becoming a US citizen, there's nothing that angers UK media even more than that. Even the suggestion, you know, it's like Prince Harry rejecting them constantly. It hurts them so much. And my family, if they did not want Harry to leave, all they had to do was respect his family. Like Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet, and something that UK media did not, my family, want to do. And you're having Carnival, also collects, but Nile Gardiner complaining, my family, here's what my family, he said, and I quote, update on Prince Harry's US immigration records federal court case. My family, even though the case about Prince Harry has not been sued at all. My family. Nile says that I quote, that Prince Harry repeatedly admitted to using illegal drugs in his memoir, and that this fact alone makes him inadmissible into the United States. That's a lie. That's a lie. Nile then says, we sought to get answers to a simple question of whether the government gave Harry preferential treatment in the family when he entered the country. It appears the judge has ruled, and that ruling is under seal. We know nothing about how the judge ruled. Nothing should be read into that order or that it is under seal. We have always said this case is unique and opinions can be initially sealed in such cases. We will continue to monitor the situation. My family, you know, Nile, accept it. No matter what you do, this case is just about feeding the media, who are so desperate to just have more content about Prince Harry. And also, this case was about trying to force Harry back to the UK and force him back into the fold. Harry is not coming back to the UK to follow William around or follow Kate around. And the abusers have got to accept it and understand that, my family. For years, for decades, UK media and the farm have been used to destroying the life of the spare. Not this time. Not this time. They will not destroy Prince Harry's life. They will not destroy Archie and Libet's futures. They will not destroy Harry and Meghan's family. And right now, I want to hear your opinion on what we have just discussed. May God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lilibet, Diana, and Doria Raglan, and all of you members of Squad at Home. He never wins, love wins, and stay tuned. On this video, love you also forever, and may God bless each and every single one of you, my family. May God bless you all, and stay tuned to on this video. Love you also forever. And once again, as you always say, may no open from against Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lilibet, Diana, ever prosper. Hello, members of Squad Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.